What is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This episode was very interesting, and I'm going to get to the most interesting parts. I will also do a separate video to give my thoughts on Marsau and Tisha's live that they did after the episode aired. And let's get into it. So we start off with Mel. Mel is about to have lunch with Kimmy. She realized she hasn't invited Kimmy over in a while, and it's for them to hang out, spill a little tea, and hopefully it's not tea about her husband, because we've all seen the way that Maurice and Kimmy have been deflecting. They have been avoiding conversations about Maurice's DUI. And Kimmy also pointed out that throughout this entire season, not everybody has been in the same place at the same time. We've only had a split number of people showing up to different events, showing up to different hangouts and everything. Nobody's ever been in the same room at the same time. And do you know why, Kimmy? It's because Melody does not want to be in any place with Martel. So naturally, everybody who knows who will hang out with Martel should not be surprised that Melody would not be there. So I don't know why you're acting as if it's been so weird. The group has been so divided when you know why. But anyway, without fail, Kimmy is back into her bone-carrying ways because she was in hibernation when it came down to Maurice's DUI. And how everybody was just so happy and gung-ho for Kimmy to explain this information to Mel, but everybody was so mad at Mel for doing the same exact thing that Kimmy does. Make it make sense for me. So she tells her that when they went to Martel's open house, they discovered that Martel and Trisha's whole situation wasn't as random as they thought. As it turns out, Chris was kind of the fault in bringing them together. She was like, oh, really? Because we all heard Chris say that he was on the phone with Martel while he was going to the gym, and Martel was asking Chris, do you see any fine women in the room? He said, oh yeah, I see a lot of fine women in the room. There's one passed by me right now. He gave information to describe who Trish was. Martel discovered who she was, and that's where it all ended up. Kimmy didn't mince anything. Kimmy didn't take away anything. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what Chris told Nell in the last episode. Mel was like, oh wow, that's kind of interesting because I didn't hear that conversation. I was just with Nell at the bridal shop looking for dresses. She didn't mention that to me. But as usual, Mel is the last to know about conversations pertaining to her, and nobody ever thinks to tell her once everybody else has had their own opinions about it. And Kimmy is saying that it was surprising to hear Chris was kind of the go-between for this type of situation, because we always thought that you, Martel, Nell, and Chris were like, you know, a very good group of friends. And we figured that, you know, they were the glue that brought y'all together. The fact that you thought in this moment, Kimmy, it would have been something for her to know, but you never thought to let her know when the conversation was happening before. Now that Chris is in the middle, you feel like, oh, I now got to tell her. Sure. But Melody, she didn't feel no way about it, because she said to me, are you really surprised? Chris was once a cheater. And the fact that he was supposed to be Martel's mentor, I'm wondering, what was he actually giving him advice on? And this is what he has done before. Because Melody said in the confessional, Martel has had a group of older men that was supposedly giving him advice about how certain women are supposed to accept certain things. And since Chris is not innocent, I'm wondering what advice was he giving him at the time he was supposed to be helping us fix our marriage. And we're going to get to that, because Kimmy also adds, how do you feel about Trish? It's like, what you mean? Like, how are you guys? Are you guys in a good place? She said, I don't know what place you think we are. Because Kimmy reveals that Trish felt the way about Mel throwing out little jokes at her barbecue celebration. And she's like, I think Mel was being messy. Mel was like, huh? Girl, let's be clear. You brought your shit to me. I didn't come seeking out what you had going on, because when she was at the barbecue celebration, Marquez was asking Mel, how do you go about co-parenting with someone you've had a long history with? And she was giving her perspective about it. And then Trish, she felt some type of way about the answers, because they both like to throw darts. They both like to trigger one another. So you mad about what we saw right in front of our faces and Mel has something to say? Okay, because at the end of the day, I came to your event with a check to give to your children, celebrating your children. And you mad about what I say? Baby, I can give two shits about what you got going on in your circle of men, okay? And Kim was like, oh my God, what? No, oh my God, what? And she said, at this point, I don't like her. And she's disinvited to any event that I have going on. And I was all the way here for Melody because Trish has been a liar since day fucking one. She's been wanting to have an issue with Mel that I don't understand why. It's given she knew who Mel was, but was pussyfooting around to really be a woman and let Melody know what's going on, but been blaming everybody else for having their opinions, information she willingly gave and was willingly asking, how do I go about it? You was bragging to Mel about how you signed the papers and wanted to tell Marquez at the celebration, and she told you, don't do that. Let this be about the kids. So, Trish, you can fucking messy with that shit. You really fucking can. And Mel was like, at the end of the day, I feel like I should be the one to have an issue because you could have been fucking the man that I was still married to at my house. So, baby, don't make it seem as if you've been a victim and I've been coming at you for no reason, because I don't even like the way that Ken tried to make it seem as if Mel's been the main one being messy about the situation. Hello, everybody has had their opinions, and so you can fucking messy with that shit. And like she said, this is why I'm on black and white shit, because I don't have no room. I don't got time for gray areas. It is what it is. I can't ignore red flags when I see them. Period, point blank. And that, excuse me, and that's it and that's all. Okay, so now we get Tisha. She's meeting up with Destiny for breakfast. She ain't seen her in a while since her field day event. Tisha, your confessional outfit is everything. You look beautiful. I love the color. You're glowing. And the interaction between Destiny and Tisha, it was pretty much giving girlfriends who ain't seen each other in a while, giving compliments to one another. And when their food was about to be served to them, we see Martel coming up from the parking lot to enter inside the restaurant because Destiny told him that she was having lunch with Tisha, and he thought that if he's in the area, he can stop by and see if there's a possibility for there to be a conversation for each party to be on the same page, and maybe there should be apologies given around. The only apology you need to give Martel is to Tisha, because you were very disrespectful when you brought her in that argument between you and Marsau. That was nasty, that was crass. So, as they're eating, Martel pops up, and you can see the surprised look on Tisha's face and Martel's face. Destiny was the only one who knew that he was coming and never told Tisha. Obviously, Martel was in the shock as well because he was like, I thought she knew I was coming. You didn't tell her I was coming? So while in mid-bite, she said, hi, I'm about to go. So I'm not about to be sitting here with my enemy and my husband's not here. Y'all enjoy this, okay? I'm not dealing with this, no. Destiny, you call yourself a friend? What kind of friend are you? The fact that you would set your friend up like this is crazy as hell. And Tisha, do you not see the reason why Mel don't fuck with her? Mel sees her energy. She sees her intentions. And Destiny didn't even try to convince Tisha to stay. She didn't even walk out to convince her. She didn't walk out to see how she was doing. She just let Tisha go. The only credit that she gave was to Martel. How Martel took a big leap to come, a big leap to see if he can have a conversation, to give an apology. Oh my God. Now Martel was like, at the end of the day, I'm done giving, passes. If you're going to be mean to me, I'm going to be mean to you back. End of the day. It's like Destiny and Martel are the same person. They deserve one another. They are the exact same way. The only loyalty they have is towards one another. That's it. That's all. And Tisha, did you pay for your meal when you left? I ain't got no issue with you leaving. You did a very smart thing to leave because it didn't make it any better that he was there, and it would not have gone well if you stayed. Also, you had every right to not be there without your husband present. But did you pay for your meals? Because this is the second time that you've left without paying for your meal. Did you tell production to comp this meal? Because Destiny don't have any money. Anyway, moving on. It's still the same scene because Tisha ends up leaving and goes directly to Marsau at a job site. And she's telling him a story about how she was meeting up with Destiny for breakfast. All of a sudden, Martel pops up and sits by her table. And she got up because I'm not sitting here with a man that was disrespectful towards me. And my husband will be there to protect me. And Marsau was happy to hear that she thought of him being her protector, because he says it's kind of hard being a protector when you're in situations that are in need of protecting. I was flat out laughing and crying because I couldn't even finish this scene with listening to Marsau fucking lie in my face, because Marsau, you have acted like a straight up bitch in the last scenes in regards to Martel. You didn't do a shit thing about defending your wife when you needed to defend your wife. You had ample opportunity to defend your wife when Martel was right in front of you and in front of her and was dogging the shit out of her. So you can fucking miss me thinking that you're doing something by saying it's hard being a protector and da 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 when you ain't shown an ounce of protection at all towards Tisha. Okay. Um, she said, I have nothing to say to Martel. He don't add no value to my life. I mean, I can say hi, I can say bye, but I want nothing to do with him. And you shouldn't. He's telling her, I don't want you to be in that type of situation where you're arguing with a man, and worse, you're arguing with Martel. Because I don't believe that Martel has the mental toughness to restrain himself and have appropriate responses other than inappropriate responses. In my mind, I said, when did you come to this conclusion, Marcel? Because there have been plenty of inappropriate situations where Martel was acting aggressive, acting belligerent. Y'all seen him time and time again go back and forth with Melody. But since y'all never thought it was an issue for y'all to feel a way about it because it wasn't happening to y'all, since y'all now are experiencing his deranged Tasmanian devil ways, now you're like, oh, we can't have this. This man is crazy. He needs to stay far away from us. We don't like it. I hate that. I'm sorry. I feel like if there's been a situation that you guys have been a witness to, that should have been enough for you to realize we don't want that. But since it never happened to y'all, y'all still co-signed and enabled his bullshit. Y'all was just going to go along with it. But since he's turning back on y'all, we're like, oh, no, we can't have this. He needs to stay far away from us. He's dangerous. I'm afraid. Okay. Sure. Either way, Tisha had the right to leave. Marsau has the right to tell her not to be around him. But other than that, don't give me this protector shit. Because that's not what Marsau has been doing. And I'm moving on again. So now we get Destiny. She's having a heartfelt moment with her father. They went fishing. And I didn't feel anything about it. While I understand that her father is sick, she's doing everything she can to make him feel better. It didn't change my perspective or my opinions about Destiny. Because this was put in for us to change our narrative of how we see Destiny. Maybe as she's being misunderstood. She's been through a lot. She probably has a lot of hurt and pain. But nah, the way she projects this hurt and pain on other people, it doesn't absolve her for everything she's done on her own accord to receive this type of sympathy. I get it. She's had a hard story. We've heard her hard story before about her mother was a drug addict. She was in the foster care system. Her dad fought for her to be out so he can raise her. He moved her out of Detroit so she can have a better life. In the end, she became resentful towards him because he did move her out of her home, but it was for her to make her life better. At the end of the day, I ain't got nothing to say. Had Destiny have been more about making sure her father was getting better instead of being so gung-ho about making everybody not like Sunny and call out old shit with Mel instead of holding herself accountable, we wouldn't be here, in my opinion. But I'm going to move on because we still got Destiny. She's at her storage unit with her boyfriend, Lance. She wants him to design some shelves, maybe put some drywall. And I'm like, you really cannot renovate this type of unit space. You probably could put some shelves, put some wallpaper, and maybe get an LED light of the Madani logo so it can be your own little mini distribution center. Other than that, you ain't going to get much out of this damn space. Kimmy and Tisha came. Tisha looked cute. And she's not going to fault Destiny for what happened at brunch. She said she's over the situation. And she knows that Martel will not pop up because he does not like to be embarrassed twice. How are you giving her so many graces and passes when she clearly shows you that she is not the type of person that you should have as a friend? You don't hold her accountable. She clearly set you up. She clearly set up the field day event. And you're not even going to look at it as a strike number 2 as to should you really be her friend? Y'all, I said it before. Destiny is the female Martel. And it gives me, the ladies on this cast, gives Destiny a whole lot of passes. They write off her behavior. They write off her antics. They write off her reasoning to avoid the wrath that she will unleash upon them. We're not going to act like Destiny has an intimidation energy about her. She has a condescending attitude about her. She loves to argue and debate, which doesn't get her way. And y'all just don't want to deal with that. So y'all just go along and let Destiny have this time. Let her be right in this moment because we don't want to deal with her mouth. Fuck that. Okay? Fuck that. Anyway, it was time for Lance to leave so he can get this plan going. And production either had a camera to have us see the overhead shot of how the whole storage unit is laid out. It looks like an 8 by 10 square foot storage unit, which is not a lot of space you can work with. And It's like, girl, y'all can't have a scene in this. It's gonna be too hot. We got cameras all over the place. Everybody's gonna be all squished up and uncomfortable. So let's take this outside, right? But before that, while Lance was getting ready to leave, Destiny told him not to give her a church hug. So he picks her up. It gives you energy. They've been hunching, and I'm not okay with it. It's giving gross. Moving on from there. So while they're outside, so they can have some elbow room to have a real scene, she's talking about her upcoming launch event. And Kimmy gives props on how Destiny has always gotten back up again. There have been times she was brought down, but she never gave up. Sure. And Kimmy spills the tea. Okay? She spills the tea about how you missed an event. She had her mimosa with Melody. It was amazing. Destiny get an invite. You can see the disappointment on Destiny's face that she did not get an invite. And she was like, what you mean? Everybody got an invite. Tisha and Marsau got an invite, but she didn't go. But Marsau did. And they were like, but I thought y'all had a conversation. Because Tisha remembers Destiny telling her about Trisha's barbecue and that her and Mel was talking. No, I said Mel was being very friendly towards me because apparently she's been talking a lot of shit about me on the internet. Destiny, you are a damn liar. You have a lying bone in your body. And that bone is the only thing that's working. Is you being a fucking liar. Melody don't say shit about you more than you say shit about her. You've been talking a lot of shit about her. You use her as your topic every time on your Mental Mondays. You talk a lot of shit in the confessional. You are a confessional gangster. You say a whole lot of shit in your confessional and you never had that same energy when you're in front of Mel. Never, never, never. And let's keep it a buck. Why would you even think you should have an invite to Melly's event? Just at the celebration, you had your time to give your 2 cents in the confessional, talking about whenever you're arguing with Mel, it's something that just keeps on going around and around a circle and it's never resolved. Bitch, that's fucking you. And Kimmy, why are you having a loss of amnesia? When Melly invited you to her house to work out, she told you right after the trip to St. Thomas, Destiny was online talking shit about Mel, saying she wasn't a good friend, she's not being transparent, she won't hold her accountable. Hello? Why are we not connecting the dots here? It's all Destiny. The fuck? So now Kimmy is still talking about who was at the event. She mentioned Sonny. And Sonny has not been around since St. Thomas. Tisha asked, was Moses there? To me, I felt like Kimmy had already told Tisha what happened at Moses with Melody. So when they knew they were going to meet up with Destiny, we're going to set this up to give her this tea. You already know this tea. We're going to set this up for her to have a reaction. And when she said, no, Moses wasn't there because apparently he's in jail for a parole violation. You know how... Wait, didn't I tell y'all in my last review that I said I guarantee Kimmy's going to tell Destiny about Moses and his parole violation? You best believe she is going to tell Destiny about this, and she did. So while it was revealed that Moses got arrested, did y'all not see this huge grin that Destiny had on her face? And then she nodded her head like, yeah, I bet he's in jail. Y'all, if y'all have not listened, there's been a lot of videos of people speculating, assuming, alleging that Destiny might have had a role in his parole violation. I'm sorry. I'm alleging, I'm speculating, I ain't got no proof. It's given to me the way that she smiled and grinned, that she knew he was going to be back in jail at some point. And she might have had a hand in it. So while she was like, and even though I'm not really cool with them at the moment, but I never wanted that to happen. No, I just wanted them to go back to St. Louis. That's all I wanted. Destiny, get the fuck out of my face with this shit. You cannot force anybody to stay anywhere, go anywhere because you don't want them around. Bitch, get the fuck over it. Let it the fuck go. Please move the fuck on. He was never your man. Sonny was never your friend. They're married. Move on. So now since she didn't get an invite to Melly's event, she's being petty by saying that it's not surprising that Sonny is now on Melly's invite list because Sonny is thirsty and Melly is vengeful. Are you describing yourself? Because what does Sonny getting invited to Melody have anything to do with you? This has nothing to do with you at all. You are delusional. You are nowhere near any conversation that Melody has. Melody does not think about you. She is not worried about you. She doesn't talk about you at all. Nobody brought you up. Hell, nobody has thought of you in the last few episodes when you weren't on. Girl, why are you trying to make it about you? It has not been about you at all. Nothing has been about you this entire time. Girl, by saying vengeful. Vengeful about what? Why would Melody invite Sonny to spite you? You guys are not friends. She already told you where she stood in this situation. So how can you say she's still trying to do things to hurt you? Bitch, fuck out of here with that shit. You've been trying to do things to hurt her. I'm not dealing with Destiny. I'm not. So Destiny says she is planning Nell's bachelorette party because apparently Nell has never had a bachelorette party. At some point, Kimmy and Tisha were confused as to why she's having one because she's already married. Girl, it doesn't matter. It's her event. Don't make it a big deal. And so is everybody to the party? Destiny said it's anybody that she wants them to come. So then Kimmy said, what if she offers the idea of Sonny coming? She's like, oh, hell no. She can't do that. She ain't coming. But it's not your party. You got to be open for other people to come. Everybody except her. She don't know her. She just met her. What is going on in Destiny's brain? Bitch, do Nell even knows you? How long have you really been a friend to Nell? Are you only doing this because you're dating her son and that gives you an automatic invite to being her friend or something? I don't understand. Did Nell ask you to plan her bachelorette or did you offer it? I just need to understand because you have made abundantly clear that it was your plan from the beginning for having everybody be against Sonny. Because you don't like what Sonny did to you, but I don't give a fuck what you think Sonny did to you because I don't think she did nothing to you, in my opinion. And I don't understand, Destiny. You can't dictate on who can and cannot come to Nell's party when it's not your party. And it's just crazy to me how someone who carries so much expectation and loyalty for other people but does not do it herself. She does not carry the same loyalty and expectation from other people who expects her to be a good friend when she doesn't do it to other people. What power do Destiny have? I just need to understand that. Why? Destiny delusional as fuck. She's doing way too much. I can't do this right now. I'm over it. And then now that it's a relaunch party of Madani, let's hope that it doesn't end in a mess. The last event she had was a mess. The event before that was a mess. The infamous Madani fight we had. Then we got the field day event. Let's hope that your event do not turn into a brawl. So now we get Mel. Mel is at a popcorn shop getting some treats. She invited Chris out to have a conversation to see if he was playing matchmaker to Martel and Trish. And I didn't say this in the beginning, but I'm going to say this right now. This has nothing to do with Martel. Nothing about this is about Martel. This is about trusting the people that she's been around, thinking that they had her best interest at heart, regardless of the situation, to still be honest, to still be truthful, to still have care. This is what that's about, okay? So, she's been, hearing the conversation about Martel and Trish, and, I had lunch with Kim the other day, and she told me that while I was at Martel's open house, that you connected Martel and Trish back in 2020. He said, that's a lie, and we actually had a conversation that resolved it. He told the same story about how he was on the phone with Martel at the gym, scoping out women, said there's a beautiful woman that passed by me. He said he didn't know her last name. No, he didn't know her first name, but knew her last name. Described her as much as he could. Martel ends up finding her on Instagram and sent a screenshot. You didn't tell Nell that he sent a screenshot. So when he did his whole investigation, he showed you the picture of the way you described Trish and said, yeah, that's her. That's her. I have another question. Chris, were you aware at the time that she was still married? And if you knew her last name, how could you not know her first name? So while listening to the story, which I believe that Chris is still lying about, she said, so it was just super casual. It wasn't like you planned for them to meet up or something. He's like, no, I didn't even know who she was. I found out afterwards that we were related. But you told Nell that you knew who she was because she was related to you on your mother's side. So how was it afterwards you didn't know that she was related to you, but before then you said you knew who she was? Make it make sense. Chris is lying. So he was just like, that was just, how men talk. That's just what it was. It wasn't nothing planned or anything. So, okay, because I remember back in April, before I left, that me and him had a heated discussion, and he was telling me how I need to speak to the older women so I can know what older women are supposed to accept when it comes to marriage. And I told him he needs to speak to older men. And he's like, I did. And honestly, you know what they said? They said that you should mess with somebody that got a lot to lose. Make sure they sign an NDA. Okay. So trying to connect the dots. Did you tell him that? He said, oh, hell no. No, that ain't me. Why I'll do that? Why? I ain't got time for that. I've been married for 30 years. For me, that sounds like some Maurice and Marsau shit. That's what they sound like. I said, hold the fuck up, Chris. What you trying to say? They sound like the type that will sign NDAs. They sound like the type that they will mess around with someone who has a lot to lose. Threw them all the way on the bus. For me, it's given all of these men knows exactly what they've been doing. Knows exactly what secrets they've been hiding from their wives. The fact that Chris is now in the hot seat of discovering that you was helping her husband still link up with other women while you were trying to mend their relationship, you gonna throw them on the bus because you want them to be diagnosed, or not diagnosed, you want them to be dissected and questioned as well. Interesting. Oh, these ladies are complacent that their men are unfaithful, and they are okay with it. Anyway, so I love when she pointed out that, okay, you might have not had time now, but at one point you did have time to mess around. He said, I was in my 20s. That was a long time ago. I was in my 20s. I have moved on. Okay, but just because you moved on don't mean you still got tricks up your sleeve to give another young buck the information on how to do it a little bit better because you didn't do it right the first time. Don't act like men don't do that. Don't act like men don't give men the upper hand on how to maneuver certain things to get over their wives, to, ease them on their doubts, but still do their dirt. You know what I'm saying? Now, she said, I know that people can change. Okay, I know that Chris said he's been married for 30 years. He had one mistake, At some point, it makes me wonder, what was your role? What was your interest in trying to connect my husband with another woman after you were trying to help him face his mistakes? Were you trying to help him figure it out to be better? Were you trying to get him to start acting the same behaviors but not get caught as easily? Like, what's tea? So he said, okay, so we had this conversation. I'm glad that you spoke to me about it. So you coming to our vow renewal? She said, I know I missed the RSVP deadline. I know it was 2 days ago, but I kind of wanted to check the temperature on how this conversation was to go to see if I would come. Because I wasn't sure how this conversation was to go, but I'm happy it went good, so I'm coming. Chris feel like Melody bargained on whether or not they can have a cool conversation, at least to a resolution of what happened. He thinks it's bullshit. He feels like if you're not with Martel, why does it matter whether or not we have this conversation for you to not come to the vow renewal? Because finding out that you might have had a hand in continuing to give my husband a leg up to still cheat on me is something that I don't think I can have in my company. Only I can have someone who I viewed a friend and was underlying teaching my husband how to cheat better. I don't think I can trust that. So Mel was absolutely right for bargaining the fact that she can come or not and celebrate. Hell yeah. Again, this has nothing to do with Martel. It's the fact that you guys have stated y'all was going to be neutral. Y'all weren't going to be picking sides. Y'all was going to show Melody and Martel proper respect, to show up for them, to be there for them, and respect their boundaries. But no, come to find out, you had a hand in having my husband have more options to cheat on me. I don't think I can trust that. It's about the character. It's about whether or not I can trust you. Because if you had a hand in trying to fix our marriage, but also had a hand in making my husband cheat on me more, then I don't think I can trust you. Point blank, period. Mel was like, I have not been showing that support for her throughout this time. And then I have another question. How are y'all going to be able to navigate both Mel and Martel showing up to the vow renewal? Like, are y'all going to have one of them come to one part of the event? Mel going to be at the vow renewal ceremony? Excuse me, and Martel going to be at the reception? That's going to happen. But I'm going to move on. It is now time for the relaunch of Madani. Okay, she had a rooftop event. It's decorated nice. Destiny's outfit was nice. It gave Arabian Nights for me. I don't know. She had a hard time holding the top up because it was a two-piece. It showed her body and everything, but she had a hard time holding the top up. That's why she couldn't really open her arms as much. But it was very nice. And excuse me, we did see her products. You know, she's now in the home and body fragrance line. She got body mist, home fragrance mist, body butters, and all that stuff. I did my investigation. I clicked on her Instagram, looked on her Linktree account to see if there was any new products updated on her website, and no. I didn't even see anything on the table referencing her I Am Her shirts, the sweatshirts, phone cases, tumblers. I didn't see any of that. So no body butters is on the website, no other scents of the body mist fragrances. And I'm like, is this part of a TikTok shop? The promotion factor is what you're lacking for me, Destiny. I've seen you trying to do a bit better on TikTok, but it's still not enough. And are you sure you want to be in this home and body fragrance? I mean, okay, you want to spray your pillows and your carpet with Big D Energy. I don't know what that scent's going to look like, but I don't want the same scent that I can put on my body that's going to make me smell like my drapes. I don't think I'm going to want that. But anyway, it all looks nice. It all looks good. Did you sell any products while you were there? Because it didn't even like cut through anybody mingling around the table, opening the bottles, testing the butters. I didn't see any of that happening at your event. Everybody was already outside. It went from daytime to nighttime so quick. We know that Sunny and Melody did not show up because Destiny's still in her feelings that she didn't get an invite to Mimosa with Melody, thinking that they care, but they don't. Nell tells Destiny, Kimmy called her and told her that you felt some type of way about who I was inviting. And I do want to invite everybody. And it's nothing against Destiny. I want to invite Sunny. I don't like what she did with the Sunny and Moses thing. But I don't think it's my battle to fight. So Destiny says she understood how she feels and she's not mad. She's clearly mad. And she is telling the ladies, listen, if you guys want to be hanging out with them, I'll just be around them. But I feel like Destiny don't have the right to carry any type of entitlement about making other people choose who they want to be friends with or form some type of cordial relationship with because she feels some type of way. Icing out Sunny does not make you look good, in my opinion. You're mad about a friendship that you've never really had. You're mad about a relationship you never really had. Let's keep it a buck, Destiny. You've kept your life hidden all this time when you first was on the show. Now that your second time back on the show, you're still hiding what's happening in your life. We didn't talk about your arrest. We didn't talk about how you're navigating being a single mother. Do we even know where you live? We don't know what's going on in your life. Okay, you're showing up and having another relaunch. Has anything changed since you having this relaunch? Are you addressing that you messed up about biting off more than you can chew when you want to have a storefront and a salon suite? What's up with that? Are you completely done with the hair industry? Like, what is going on? So for me, you have no right to make people feel bad about wanting to be around other people you're not cool with. I know a lot of people want to compare that's what Melody did because Melody was in a different situation. She was married to this man and was forming friendships with the people he was friends with. That hurts more than what Destiny is doing. Destiny wants to rewrite history to make it seem as if she's the Melody of the situation. She's been hurt and betrayed like Melody's been hurt and betrayed. And I have that same right that she has to wonder, are people my friends or they're not my friends? But it doesn't align with me. It doesn't match. Your situation has not the same severity as Melody's, in my opinion. You can't mimic what's been happening to other people and attach it that it's the same thing happening to you when it's not. Wondering what type of friend Nell is to you because she wants to invite Sunny should not be that hard, or should not be that of an ultimatum or of a deciding factor of whether or not you should be friends with her. For me, you cannot do that. It doesn't match for me. It doesn't fit for me. And Nell said, I feel like Destiny's trying to control who I can and cannot be friends with. I mean, I get it. She's hosting the bachelorette party for me, but it's not sitting well with me. Did you ask her if she wanted to host this bachelorette party now? Did you ask her, or did she think she should do that because she's dating your son? And are you not really checking her like you need to check her because she's dating your son? I just want to know, why are you biting your tongue when it comes to Destiny? And I think you need to set her straight about how this has nothing to do with you. You should not be in your feelings. And don't wait 6 weeks like you did to Mel about how it made you feel that she never viewed you as a mentor. Like, it's all cap from Nell and from Destiny. Like, why are more and more of y'all showcasing that y'all allow Destiny to treat you guys like you guys are expendable, knowing that she needs you more than you need her? Destiny needs to be in a corridor's place with these ladies, otherwise she won't get a check for next season. That's all I'm saying. There's no telling if Martel's going to be fired or not. There's no telling if Destiny will receive her pickup letter for the next season. So she needs to make sure she's in a proper place with the rest of the ladies. Anyway, so now we get the men conversation. I have no idea. The way that this conversation was edited and chopped, I think we probably were approaching the tail end of the conversation, because I think there's some pieces that are missing to what led to Ken's reaction. Because Maurice asked how have things been going between him and Destiny. He was like, it's been good. We're learning one another. We're getting to know one another, taking it slow because we both have a lot in common. We've both been married and divorced. Lance has been married twice. And in those marriages, they both lasted 2 years. I think one of them was Lance's first marriage because he was a teen dad. I don't know about the second marriage. Ken comes out of nowhere with such aggression, anger, slamming the table because everybody has been married and divorced at one point, correct? And in that time of getting a divorce, did you move on with someone before your divorce became final? There have been some, in most cases, yes. So why is it a problem for me and Trish? First of all, why are you angry? Second of all, maybe you should understand that you're dealing with a woman who's dragged her feet to avoid a divorce. And maybe you need to admit that you came in a very complicated situation with two complicated people. Granted, he probably is pissed off because he's embarrassed by the situation. Everybody has carried their own opinions, their own judgment, their own narratives about how Trish never told him about the whole situation with Martel. He is constantly hearing about it, and now he's heard new information that has probably been lied to from the beginning. Chris, you and Martel acted like y'all didn't know Trish, and then we get to the open house, you knew Trish. He's witnessing all of it. He told Trish, is that all? Is there anything more that you need to tell me? She said no. So now he's getting more information from everybody else. He's feeling like he's the clown. Everybody's laughing at him like he's the joke. He knows this was before him. He knows he doesn't need to get upset about it, but why does everybody expect me to be upset about it? I don't know, Ken. Is it a possibility that they just can't understand how you would put yourself in this type of situation? How it doesn't make any sense for you to succumb to this type of scenario? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Then when it comes down to, do you think that since she wasn't as honest about the Martel situation, do you think she's lied to you about certain things? And how long would you have expect for her to not be honest? He said, she's lied to me 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. I'm done. I'm out. I don't know when to leave. I don't believe Ken. And as far as loving her, do you love her? I love her to death. Okay, well then she has the potential to hurt you. But of course, he doesn't want to admit that she can hurt her. He feels like what will hurt him the most if he doesn't have the relationship he has formed with her children. If you and Trish are going to be in that space where you guys might not be together, it won't hurt you as much as it will hurt you to lose the children. But they're not your children, Ken. I understand. You've been a part of their lives. You have carried a relationship. They have carried a relationship with you as well. But those are not your kids. So I think you need to think twice about that. And maybe you need to tell Trish, honestly, do she wants this? Because I do believe she's over Marquez. I do think she does not want to be with him. I think it's a trauma thing. I think she just wants her to get back of how he made her feel. And she's not handling it right. She's not being honest with herself. You told her, as long as y'all stay communicative with one another, y'all do the counseling, y'all work on one another, y'all relationship is solid, right? But you need to maybe give Trish that space for her to reach that point. I do think she loves you, but she's not ready to make a full commitment. And you need to be patient with that. She wants you in her life, but she doesn't want to be pressured by the ideas of marriage. But I definitely don't want you to be out here looking like a fool, being involved with a woman who don't want you the way you want her. That's all I'm saying, Ken. So now we get to Marsau and Tisha. They're sitting on the opposite side of the rooftop. Martel comes by and sits down. Tisha feels some type of way about Martel popping up everywhere, but she feels like I'm protected because my protector is here. And even when it came down to the conversation, she feels like it was a whole high level of disrespect on both sides, majority from Martel and Marsau. So she feels like I don't need to be here. So I'm getting ready to leave. Marsau convinced her to sit down. I don't know why she needed to be forced to sit down and witness this conversation. And Martel called it. He said, typical Marsau, typical narcissist. It takes a narcissist to know one, right, Martel? He says that Tisha don't have a say-so in this relationship. Hell, we've known that since season 1. Marsau tells her what she needs to do. He tells her what she needs to say, and she goes along with it. But he had a point with saying, if she don't want to be a part of this conversation, she should not be forced to not have this conversation, and I have to agree. So we get to what happened at the field day, the disrespect. Bringing up 20 women that Martel has apologized for, why I brought it back up again. And Marsau, at this point in this scene, he was tired of you constantly saying you have something to hold over my head. You have something to reveal. You are trying not to reveal, but you will reveal it when you want to. And I'm tired of it. If you got something to say it. If you got the receipts, bring them out. I don't care. What you say will not affect your marriage. It will not do anything about it. She said, listen, I am just saying tread lightly, because there have been times you like to push the buttons. He even said, while you were saying little things about my stuff, about what I was doing, Tisha and Melody got into it. Tisha asked, now why did me and Mel get into it, Martel? Because you were feeding her stuff about my husband. Ding, ding, ding. The light bulb has gone off. Finally, Tisha has realized it was Martel doing all those conversations about Marsau. It was Martel bringing up the 20 women. It was never Mel. She has always blamed Mel about how she was the one who wanted to ruin her marriage when it wasn't her. But as far as you say, he was feeding her stuff about your husband was also feeding stuff about Martel and Mel. Two ways. You received information about Melody Martel and you used it when you wanted to. You used it when you want to hurt Mel. But at the end of the day, that's all in the past. But I do think Tisha owes Melody an apology, because she's always blamed Mel when it was Martel from the beginning. So, wondering, how did he feed her information? She wanted to give an example, but she was getting hyped. Marsau told her to chill. Even the confessional, Martel said there are things that Tisha might already know about Marsau, but she doesn't want you to know, because if she knows as well as you know, then it might put her in that predicament of confronting what she knows, explain to everybody what's going on, and it could be to that point where she could even stay or she can leave like Melody. So in my mind, Martel, you're pretty much saying if it wasn't for Tisha revealing things to Mel on camera, she would have still been with you. If it wasn't for your affair being revealed to the public, Melody would have still been with you. No, if it wasn't for you constantly cheating, Melody wouldn't have left. But you want to make it about it was revealed to the public. At the end of the day, what you did is what you did. Hold yourself accountable, okay? But he said, I have always tried to keep things about the stuff that him and I did in the past. All the places we've gone, all the people we've seen, all the women we shared, him before me. Okay, so it's been the past. He said that before, so it's not current. Okay, so for me, Martel is pretty much like, don't make it seem as if I'm the only one that's fucked up, or as far as at one point in my marriage, don't make it seem as if I was the only one who fucked up. You fucked up too. But right now, you're in the space where you have a wife who can defend you, because you probably have already revealed what you've done before, and you're telling her we're not talking about it. You're telling her we're not dealing with it. It is what it is. We're staying together, point blank, period. And that's what Martel is pissed about. Martel is pissed that Marsau was able to do his dirt and still keep his marriage, and also keep his wife at bay of not revealing what they've done, not revealing what he's done, still keeping it in-house, protecting her husband, protecting his image. That's what he misses about Mel, and he's mad that Marsau has it, right? And majority of them have gone back and forth, and he said, whatever you say, we don't care, it doesn't matter. He said, well, okay, well, you've been letting everybody know how your wife is slow. Woo! When he said that out loud, I was like, oh my God, is he serious? He had said it more than once. And he said, you should be embarrassed of putting her in this type of situation. Letting everybody know how slow Tisha has been. Again, this is the second time that he has disrespected his wife in front of him. And he still has not done anything to Protect her. He still has not done anything to protect her in this moment. Why am I not seeing teeth on the floor, a busted eye socket, security coming in? Why am I not seeing you beat this nigga's ass? Why? He said, you should be embarrassed. Why aren't you embarrassed that he has you in this type of situation? So they're putting on a show in front of Martel. Okay, they're making kissy faces. He's grabbing her face. He said, you slow, baby. You slow. He thinks he's slow. He don't have what we have. He's jealous. Tisha was like, yeah, he wishes he had a wife like me. Hit her with this again. He said, Tisha, every man wish they had a wife like you. A wife that don't complain, that accepts anything from her man, won't hear about what her man has done because she won't go back to him anyway. Yeah, every man would love a woman like you. So when she finally was able to be free to go to the bathroom, he all screams, bravo, yes, you got a good woman. You got a good woman. Yes, that's it, that's it. Oh my God. The amount of frustration that I had in this scene, I said, Marsau, you think that you're putting on a show to antagonize Martel because you got your wife after all the shit you done? Because that's what that was. That's why you wanted Tisha to stay. Because you want to show Martel you wish you had a wife like mine, who knows I've done horrible things, who's known the way I treated her, and yet she's still right here. You wish you still had Mel for that, which he does. But why would you make your wife a shield? Why would you make your wife a target for her to be ridiculed and you not do nothing about it? That's the one thing that Martel had right. You enjoy putting Tisha in these embarrassing situations. You enjoy having her look foolish and stupid in front of other people. You know how many times this man disrespected your wife in front of you and you haven't done shit? It's more than just online. It's in your face. It's on camera. And you haven't done shit. I bet you're going to have something to say to him later on. But of course, he's going to manipulate and gaslight her and say, baby, we're not about to give Martel that energy. We're not about to do that. I don't give a fuck. At this point, I don't care. He said, look, you sound pathetic. He said, oh, no, you make your wife look pathetic. 2 for 2, okay? Martel is pathetic, and yes, Marsau, you have made Tisha look pathetic. Okay, so now they both stand up. He said, it's fine, it's okay. It's okay, you got the woman that you wanted. You got a woman who accepts every single thing you have done to her. And it's fine, it's okay. When Marsau said, I'm simply better than you in every way, in every aspect of your life. That was your big one, Marsau. But in the end, will it work in your favor? Because you even tried to play a very dangerous game of imitation when you placed your hand on Martel's shoulder and he said, don't do that. I haven't touched you. Don't invade my space. It is interesting. You would decide to invade your space when you want to measure a dick swinging contest when it came to you and him, but you allowed for your wife to sit there and get humiliated and did nothing about it. So Martel walks off. I don't think he's afraid of Marsau, and I don't think Marsau is afraid of him, but I am wondering, why is Marsau hesitant on defending his wife? I'm just stuck on that. And I think that Martel left because he did not want to make Destiny's event be ruined, did not want it to be a spectacle. In the confessional, Marsau said that Martel used to imagine himself, or he used to view himself as a man on top of the world. He looked like he was a man on top of the world because of everything he had. Marsau, that's what you looked up to. You looked up to this man having everything. He reached a level of success at that time you ain't reached yet. Now, you're now in the position he was once in, and you're now ready to sun on him. You're now ready to play yourself in that position of saying, I'm the nigga that won. You wish you were me. And now, you're not me, and I can't wait to show you how it is to be me. I can't wait to throw it in your face. Okay, Marsau, keep on. Let's see how long you last be in this type of position. Let's see. But that was pretty much in the episode. I feel like there's not a winner. I think it was at an impasse. Both Marsau and Martel made points, but I don't think it's for the betterment of their character. I think it made it worse, especially for you, Marsau. A lot of people have lost a lot of respect for you for the way you have allowed for Martel to disrespect Tisha. But that's all. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.